So I'm going to go ahead and take my glasses off for this one, because I'm getting sick and tired of it. The NBA community is pissing me off.
We're done with the 70s.
We're done with the 80s. We're done with the 90s, bro.
We're done with the 2000s.
You know what, bro? F all that. We done with basketball in general. We done with basketball in general. I know y'all come here for usually a pretty happy Nah, bruh. Today's a fucking rant, and I'm done with that shit. Every decade, we done with your ass, because apparently nobody's good enough. So you know what? F that. We done with every decade of basketball, bro. Let's get into it. The 60s, we're fucking done with you. You are the inception of basketball. There's no way you can be the greatest decade of all time. And just like Will's 100-point game, my jersey for you is non-existent, bro. We done with that shit. Hey, the 70s. Big Dr. J, the throwback. Y'all can't be the greatest decade of basketball because y'all didn't even merge with the ABA until 1976. How the hell can y'all be the greatest decade of all time, bro? What the was y'all on? Y'all did not have nearly the level of competition incorporated into this game. Get the out of here. Bad boy Pistons, the 80s, bro. The 80s with the bad boy Pistons, with the Showtime Lakers, the Hall of Fame Celtics. Y'all can't be the greatest decade of all time because y'all did not know how to play defense. Y'all couldn't play defense, so what'd y'all do? Just straight up bot. Make. That was it. That was the Jordan rules, right? Hey, if they gonna get by, hit them with the clothesline from hell. Get the out of here, bro. Oh, the GOAT himself, right? Jordan, the 90s. Like, this is supposed to be the greatest era of basketball of all time. You're not. According to the world, none of you could go left. Y'all ran the same pick and roll 87 times. How the hell can y'all be the greatest decade when y'all don't even use your offhand? I don't know what the hell y'all got going on. Y'all think Jordan's the GOAT? You're smoking dick. Get the out of my face. The 2000s, the turn of the century. Big Tim, Kobe, and Shaq. The 2003 draft class, y'all not the greatest decade of all time. Y'all literally have one of the most boring finals in NBA history in the Nets and the Spurs. Y'all don't have much going for you in the 2000s. A lot of low scoring games. A lot of boring 70 to 80 point games. Y'all hated whoever was the top dog at the time, hence why Kobe only has one league MVP. The getting beat left and right by the Spurs. The Lakers couldn't beat the Detroit Pistons. Get the out of here. Ho, the 2010s. The 2010s. Y'all not the greatest decade because flopping became at an all-time high in this decade. Flopping became so bad, the NBA had to put a fine on that. So what'd y'all do? Y'all said y'all followed the lead of the 6'3" light-skinned and Under Armour and just started chucking threes all over the place. All of y'all thought y'all were him. Y'all want to sit there and talk about, oh, this decade had the greatest comeback of all time. Bro, they were both manipulated. This same team had a 3-1 comeback in the conference finals that shouldn't have happened. And the whole LeBron story narrative, oh my God. I'm going to go to Miami, then I'm going to go to Cleveland, then I'm going to go to LA. Like, bro, you're not the greatest decade. Chill the out. Get the out my face. And last but not least, the 2020s. Y'all damn sure not the greatest decade because one, y'all are so driven by analytics. It's absurd. It's appalling. And not only that, y'all don't play defense at all. At least in the 80s, they would try to hit somebody getting away. Y'all just let them go by and say, it, I'll just get it back on offense. If you get it back on offense, y'all took what Steph Curry did in the 2010s and y'all have made it absurd in the 2020s. Not all of y'all are the Golden State Warriors. Not all of y'all were the 2015 to 2019 Houston Rockets. Stick to your strengths. Get the out of here. With all that being said and all that being known now, it is understood and come to the conclusion that from here forth, the 2030s will be the best decade of basketball. And that is until the 2040s begin. Because obviously, the previous generation cannot supersede the current generation in any facet. According to y'all, even though the current generation had to build off the previous generation. That's what's annoying me in all these conversations is only in the basketball community do we dog walk the previous generation so much and be like,
oh, if I would have thrown Steph Curry into the
60s and 70s, they think he was a witch.
Here's the thing. Y'all are taking Steph Curry now, what he was able to learn from his predecessors of the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and the 2000s, and throw him into that. If you were to take LeBron, he would dominate the 80s. If you were to take Kobe, he would dominate the 60s. Bro, you could have said that same about Jordan in his prime. Here's the thing, what you really need to be asking. If those players were born in the era to have been drafted and come up in that league, would they be the same player they are now?
That's a good question.
If LeBron was born and came up and drafted in 71, would he be the same LeBron James? If Jordan was drafted and was in the league in 62, would he be the same Michael Jordan? If Steph Curry was drafted and came into the league in 84, would this still be the same Steph Curry? Because they wouldn't have the same influences and the same people to idolize and mold their game after.
Yes, sir! This nigga spitting.
They wouldn't have had the same technology. They wouldn't have had the same shoes. Wouldn't have had the same means of travel. Wouldn't have had the same athletic trainers. You see what I'm saying? If Jordan was born in the 80s and got drafted in 2003 with LeBron, Wade, Bosh, what would his career have looked like? Here's the crazy part. Everybody's saying LeBron's 40,000 points will never be broken. The thing is, NBA players nowadays are being able to prolong their career. LeBron, thankfully not being injured like that, has been able to play 20 great years. But because modern medicine and technology are prolonging careers, his record is quite possibly going to be broken by somebody down the line who could play 25 years. As long as they don't sustain major injury, his record is quite possible to be broken. So at that time, if somebody who has fewer championships than LeBron but breaks his 40,000 or whatever LeBron ends with points, is he better than LeBron James? No. Not if, when we look at the eye test and see how he did it, no. So I say all that to say this, bro. Be thankful for the game that we have. Pay homage and respect to the predecessors of the past. Enjoy whatever decade of basketball you enjoyed the most, whether it be the 80s, the 70s, the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, the 2020s. Enjoy it. But don't f***ing disrespect the previous generation just because they aren't doing it the way you want to see it done. I love the 90s and early 2000s basketball. I love the guard play, the mid-range game. That's what I modeled my game after. Jordan, Kobe, AI, Kevin Garnett, a lot of that era is in my game. I know a lot of younger dudes who model their game after Steph Curry, Trae Young and them, and they're like the 3-and-D type of guys. That's okay. Each era has its advantages and its disadvantages, but that doesn't make one better than the other, bro. The same way y'all say Jordan can't go left, and y'all just find a low light tape of Jordan never going left or holding the ball before he goes left or whatever the case may be, I can find that same low light tape of LeBron flopping in the 2010s in Miami. I really can. I can find the tape of Kobe Bryant complaining about foul calls in the 2000s. I can find the tape of Larry Bird and Magic Johnson complaining about in the 80s. I can find the clip of Steph Curry in the 2010s doing the same thing. Just know, for every highlight, there's a low light. And I can find what I want to look for to push a narrative. Y'all got me sick with this shit. I'm not done with any era of basketball. And for those of you who genuinely believe it, who are like, oh, we're fucking done with the 90s, more power to you, bro. But just know, in about 20 years, you're going to sound like them old heads you talking about right now. That's all I got to say. But guys, if you enjoyed this rant, please make sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell at the bottom because you know it helps my algorithm as your auntie's favorite neighbor. She's got to know when I'm putting out these videos. Next, let's continue on this road to 500 subscribers. I thank each and every one of you every day for liking, sharing, commenting, doing everything that you do to help grow this channel. And lastly, comment below. Are you done with the NBA? And if so, which decade are you done with? Y'all know where I stand. I just want to hear what y'all got to say. But at the end of the deal, who cares what I say? What do I know? I'm just a skinny brother with two tats. Peace. Much love to all of you. I'm out.